Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the channel. Before getting the video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And this video is a video on Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul, the breakdown. Huge win for Tommy Fury, but without any more, let's jump into the video. Didn't work out for Jake, did it? That Canelo Alvarez fight is looking very good for Jake. But yeah, he got beat fair and square. I thought he deserved to lose. I think the American commentary team had Jake winning. Disagree completely. But let's look at some images of some good punches in the fight. So they're going to come up on your screen right now. And I thought it was a test Tommy needed, and it was a good test to see where Jake Paul was at. Right, so the performance of Tommy Fury, the winner of the fight, could have been better, in my opinion, but we know that. I thought could have maybe sat down on his shots a bit more. And then overall, out of 10, I'd give him a 7, 8 out of 10. Because of the pressure I was under. I think if Tommy had no pressure at all, didn't feel the pressure, and he's had fights if he's had fights in the past where he's had massive pressure on him, then he would have performed a lot better. Maybe got a stoppage. I think in the rematch he could get the stoppage. So how Tommy won the fight, as I predicted, the jab. Just totally guided him through the fight. You know, such a long, awkward jab, and every time it's hitting, it was boom landing, and then as soon as he jabbed, Jake was going down. He was going down covering. Then Tommy would go boom, and he was just hit shots when he was like that. And so it was mostly the jab, but combinations that we hadn't seen from Tommy Fury, and a lot more accuracy was landing than normal. Tommy Fury doesn't normally land. So that was perfect, really. And what he was better at than Jake Paul was letting his shots go, but his boxing IQ and putting the shot together, as I was talking about just before. So like that jab was so much better than Jake Paul's. The IQ in there was so much better than Jake Paul. As soon as Jake had Tommy just at the ropes, and as I was saying, Tommy was circled to his left, his team was screaming, circle out the right, staying away from Jake Paul's dangerous weapons, which he done perfectly. And he kept his distance, he done well. He did get dropped in the last round, but it was a slip, but punch did land, so it was fair enough. And the point getting took away from Jake and the point getting took away from Tommy was stupid. You can agree with the knockdown one, he did slip, but a punch did land, so it's the rules. But there were two, I just thought it was a bit thingy. But the game plan overall, out of 10, I'd give Tommy's team would be a solid 8 out of 10. Could have been a little bit better. Still got hit a bit, like for some silly shots, but it's always time to correct them. But obviously, that jab was a massive part of the game plan. That jab was a massive part of why Tommy won the fight. So they got that spot on. Conditioned well enough to get through the 8 rounds. Thought it could have been, both men could have been a bit fitter. And did he prove he was levels above Jake Paul? In a sense of boxing IQ, yes. In the both still novices, but I think Tommy did prove his levels. He was levels above Jake Paul, and he's better than Jake Paul. I thought Tommy was still a bit cagey in there. I think it was just everything that's happened over the last 2.5 years, and then it's come to this moment. I think it was like, right, like the pressure was getting him, but he performed. He really did stand up to this big stage, and he put on a show, and he got the win like he promised everyone. And what went wrong for Jake? Could have put more shots together, should have put more shots together, but hey ho, you live and you learn. And I'm sure there's going to be a rematch, which I'm excited for. And then maybe Jake will put more shots together. But Jake was doing something where he was going to the body at the start of the fight lots of times. He was jabbing down. I think what Jake could have done was jab down, and then come over the top with a backhand, and then come over the top with a jab. Or maybe Jake could have like 1-2-1 or 1-1-2, like so. Or even hit like this. We had to hit like a triple jab, so boom, 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 and then Tommy would be right. Or like so, just like little things like double jab once, and then double jab again, and double jab again, and then do a triple jab, boom, 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 and then Tommy didn't expect the last jab, then boom, right hand over the top. I thought he could have worked on that a bit more. I think picking angles, getting in corners, shifting to his right and left, could have done that more. I think he was a bit. He wasn't. I wouldn't say he was gun shy because he did throw some big shots, but I think sometimes he lost his head and he was throwing a windmill. I think there's a shot where this part of his he's like that, and this part of his arm is hitting Tommy. Just bit obviously, like when you first get sparring, you'll throw a massive shot when they're miles away. Just stuff like that, really. That he has to work on. But I wouldn't. I would say a bit of a lacked a bit of composure in the fight. But the right man won, and there's still a lot both men can work on at the will, and it'll make the rematch even better fight. And we'll see what happens. But if it makes sense rematch, it'll happen. I'm sure it will happen. But please remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next one, guys. Goodbye.